Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, further inquiries by Vedānta, Chapter 7, and text number 17. Yasya mudato loke, yasya buddhe param gataha, tavu bhau sukhamedhete, klishantyantarito janaha. Yasya mudatamo loke, yasya buddhe param gataha, tva ubhau sukham edhete, klishyate antarito janaha. Yasya mudatamo loke, yasya buddhe param gataha, tavu bhau sukham edhete, antyantarito janaha. Translation and purport by His Loving Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedānta-Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Both the lowest of fools and he who is transcendental to all intelligence, whereas upon between them suffer the material pangs. I was searching for this shloka for years. The lowest of fools do not understand the material miseries. They pass their lives merrily and do not inquire into the miseries of life. So on the level of the animals. The eyes of superiors are always miserable in life, are unaware of material distress. A hog's life is degraded in its standards of happiness, which entails living, engaging in a sex enjoyment at every opportune moment, and laboring hard in struggle of existence. But this is unknown to the heart. Similarly, human beings who are unaware of the misery of existence are happy in a sex life and hard labor are the lowest of fools. Yet, because they have a sense of miseries, supposedly enjoy so-called happiness. The other class of men who are liberated and are situated in transcendental position above intelligence are called paramahaṁsas. But persons who are neither like a horse and dogs, nor on the level of the paramahaṁsas, feel the material pangs. And for them, inquire about the supreme truth is necessary. The Vedānta-sūtra states, athāto brahma jijñāsā. Now one should inquire about Brahman. This inquiry is necessary for those who are between paramahaṁsas and fools, who have forgotten the question of self-realization in the midst of the life in sense gratification. Om ajnānavimrandhasya jnānanjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavān श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथन्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनप्रियं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखां ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्ति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे यश मूढ़तमो लोके यश बुद्धि परम गतः तावुभौ सुखमेदिते क्लिश्यन्त्य अन्त्यतरितो जनः. Both the lowest of fools and he who is transcendental to all intelligence enjoys happiness. Between them suffer the material pangs. So here the condition of paramahaṁsa and fools are explained here. Mudhatama, the lowest among the fools. They are always happy in this material world. They are unaware of the kleshas or miseries of this world. Like a fool who really does not know because he does not have that much intelligence to which he can understand what is wrong, what is right, what can be enjoyed, what can be left over. But irrespective of the social rules and regulations, because they are not meant for him, being a fool and being ignorant. And the same case with the paramahaṁsas. Because paramahaṁsas, it's not that they are ignorant of the material situation, but because they are transcendental to material situation, they are also not bothered about the things which are related with the body, which are related with the mind and intelligence, which can create disturbance. How it happens with them, that already has described in the previous verse. And what was that? What does describe? क्या बताया पिछले दो श्लोकों में? परसों का पढ़ो, उसमें सामने है ना भागवत. उसके एक दिन पहले का 15वां 16 कल हुआ. और उसके पीछे के दो श्लोक पढ़ो. अशेष क्लेश संश्लेष, वही श्लोक है ना. This is what the reason why paramahaṁsas, they are unaware of the miseries of this material world. It's not that they are ignorant of this, but because they are fully engaged in the glorifying the name, glorifying the pastimes of the Lord. So they don't have, although they don't care about the miseries of this material world. And they are happy. पास में नहीं हो तो भी पढ़ना चाहिए खुद के लिए, जरूरत नहीं कि सामने बैठा हुआ है. The most important thing you have to understand from this particular verse, which is suitable for where it has explained about the fools or lowest of the fools. Who are they? Sometimes we consider ourselves as a devotee, but really it means we are just started, we got just initiated. 30 years, 50 years, but as considering the time immemorial that we are in this material world, what is this? It's just beginning for us. And we come in this second category only because we are really ignorant of the kleshas of this material world. We really don't care about what happens with us. And as today's education is forcing for that, to make you more and more ignorant. It's making you more self-centered. Where you think about your own self only. You're not bothered about your social obligations. You're not bothered about your obligation for your own community. Because we are not committed ourselves properly for anything. And that sort of ignorance keeps us in this material world. We are unaware of the miseries that we are suffering. And that, then it becomes difficult for us to digest, to take it. Why? Because it is lowest among the ignorant or fools. Why we are fools? That is explained in the Lord's teachings in Bhagavad Gita. The first verse itself, where he starts with. The second chapter of the Lord starts. Where are you? What I am speaking, what you are asking. Where the Lord starts his teachings to the Arjuna. Ashochanandva shochastam pragyavadansha vasha. Gatasuna nana shochanti pandita. He has given the symptoms of fool person also and pandita also. Pandita, the person who knows the reality as it is, he never cares what happens. Neither for the present, nor for the past. Gate shokona kartavyam bhavisham naiva chintaya. Vartamanena kalena ya jivati sa jivita. Who lives really his life? Who lives in the present? Why? Because ashochanandva shochatvam gat. Whatever you're supposed to think about, you're not thinking what you're supposed to not, you're thinking about that. Because whatever has gone never comes back. Once water has flown under the bridge, you're not going to get out again. How much has gone and how much is left over. But if you spend time on that, contemplating, thinking, then you are wasting your present. If you lose your present, as Chanakya once says in his Niti-shastra, that Ayushaha Kshanaye Koti, Swarna Koti Dhirna Labdhe. Even if you pay millions of gold coins, you want to get back a it says that Lavena means 1/16 of the second. You're not going to get it back. And if you are losing that present for the things, thinking about the past and future, are you an intelligent person? As per the Shastra Chakshu, from the side of scriptures, we all are fools. And that's why we think, there's one saying in English, ignorance is bliss. Huh? If you don't know, then you think that I'm happy. It's okay. Actually, in the beginning, when we used to start coming in contact with this philosophy, You're thinking that everything is good actually, nothing is bad. My life is so comfortable. But when you read first time about these three tapas, and still we think that everything is good. Do you think so? Adi Daivika, Adi Adhyatmika, Adi Bhauvika. These three tapas are always there. Care for that? Do we really think about that? My present situation is really I'm suffering. I'm having this physical problem. I'm having this mental problem. But do we really work on that? Right? Who suffers? Like yesterday, as I was speaking about, like a sandwich. The people who are in between, neither paramahaṁsas or not the fools, who think themselves as intelligence but not as much as paramahaṁsas, but they are not fool as much as the lowest of fools. So the in-between people, like a sandwich, they get burned from the top also and bottom also. Neither they enjoy the spiritual life nor the material life. Like one devotee who wanted to quit all the spiritual practices. He said, enough of this spiritual life now. So he went to Hawaii Beach. He was from New York. He thought that let me go and full extent I should enjoy my senses. She went there with a can in the hand, one that what chair they call, and they were on the beach. Huh? Chair that just lying down, only on the knicker, having the beer or alcohol can is in hand. And it was a scorching sun all of a sudden. So he thought of covering himself. So one person was going along there. So he called him up. Okay, I want to buy one T-shirt. He said, okay, why not? Take it. So that person, the seller, he just took out one T-shirt and he showed it to him. Would you like to have this? And on that T-shirt, it was written, chant and be happy. He just got from there and said, this is what I wanted to live it. And he said, no, give me something. So he offered something. He put that in. Then he got up from there, came back to his motel, then had his food and went outside again. And he wanted a change. He wanted to buy something, so he wanted a change. So he was looking for someone who can give a change. And all of a sudden, some person came and he said, are you looking for something? He said, yeah. Actually, I changed. Oh, why not? I will give you change. Okay. And he gave money to him. So he gave a change and he gave her $2 less. And he said, can I have this one? What was that? Back. The book come back. It was total. So what is? I wanted to leave all that things, and again I'm getting the same thing. Then again he took a flight from Hawaii, and the next person who was sitting with him, he was chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I said, what is this? Because it is said, one of our very senior devotees, he used to explain every time. To come to Krishna consciousness, it's very difficult. When you come once, it's more difficult to go away from Krishna consciousness. Why is it so? He gave a nice logic for it. He said anything straight, that you can put it into the pot nicely. Straightly it goes. And to take it out, it comes up straightly. Their Lordship, when he enters your heart, what is his form? He has a threefold bending form. Is he straight? No. To put him inside, it's a struggle. As he goes inside, to take him out also is a struggle. Because very easily he never comes out once he encroaches. And that's what happened. He said, I had no other way than to coming back. In his mind, just Devdeva Prabhu was telling me once. In the beginning, he used to do this. He used to assist Satswat Das Goswami Maharaj for transcribing all the interviews that he has taken with different Prabhupada disciples or the who used to know Prabhupada, because he was compiling Prabhupada Leelamrita. So his service was he was hearing them and he was writing it down. So once he was hearing one tape, and one young devotee that time, when he came to Prabhupada, he straightly went to Prabhupada and he said, Prabhupada, you're ruining down my material life, you know. Whenever I think of sense gratification, I can't do anything. Because the philosophy that you have given, that is restricting me to have a sense gratification. So you have ruined down my material life. So if you don't take up the things as the Acharya has given in that proper mood or way, then you think that you have ruined down your spiritual, your material life. Said that actually because of you, my spiritual life has nurtured. He said my material life has ruined down. So he was laughing at that. What should I write about this now? So this is what happens with the people who has no intelligence. They don't understand this material life is really miserable. They try to find it out the different ways to have a different sense gratification. And they really try to hook up on that. See, we think that whatever modernization or whatever invention we are coming up with, they will be really helpful for us. These computers, mobiles, all automotive machines, they are created to save our time. But really it is saving our time or wasting our time. Now there is one syndrome, mental disease has come up. WhatsAppia, that's what they say. In the Mumbai, the metropolitan city of India, 25,000 young, it includes adults and young kids, they are diagnosed with this disease. Their minds are too restless. They can't live without gadgets. They are not able to sleep. It's like an insomnia. In India, all over the media, social media, everywhere they are putting this. They are putting these videos that one should be careful of investing your time on the social media. How it is hampering your brain. How it is causing it insomnia. Do we think this is what we aspire for when they invented for this thing? Rather than keeping away the spiritual solution, rather than taking up the spiritual solution, if you go ahead with the material solution for your problems, that will create next problem. And that's what happened. As Prabhupada used to be able that to shorten our time, which needed for travel from one place to another place, we came up with cars. When cars came, automatically the whole industry set up behind that. Because to run cars, you need to have you need to have a concrete. Then you have to explore nature, extract of cement from different pores. You have to smash down mountains to get the aggregate. silt the rivers to get the natural sand. On top of that, you have to give layer of a tar. What do you call tar only, no? Asphalt. Huh? For that, another industry is set up. That is the residue of, again, petrogenic production. So what you have created? If roads are not good, you have a mental agony. My car will get broken. Breaks down, then you have another industry for that. The towing people will come, they may charge you like $200, $300 to tow it. Huh? Where you got a facility then? On top of that, every day, there is a minimum one accident is there whenever there is a traffic jam. So what we have created for us? This is what we are aspiring for. And we don't understand this is miserable. We think that it is enjoyable. You know, I have a nice ride today. I just went with 120 miles. If you would have smashed somewhere, where would I have been? What we have created for ourselves? More miseries or happiness? But we don't realize that. So we come in which category? Lowest of fools. That was what I said here. Mudhatamo. It's too heavy to digest. Most intellectual people, they don't accept Bhagavad philosophy. They always think that this philosophy is negating everything. They have negative energy only. Whenever they come, whenever they speak about everything negative, whatever you see. Because what is reality, that is unknown to the mass of people. They are ignorant of it. They consider the bliss. Once, one person, he was a great poet in Bengal. He wanted to become Vaishnava. Big deal in becoming Vaishnava. Just have to chant. And I can do that. Very easy. So one of the disciples of Vedānta-sūtra, he approached him. He said that this is the holy name that you have to chant with. And he said, okay, very nice, I can take it. But he said to chant this, these are the quotations. And then he gave that Pranadapi Sunichena Karodapi Saishnanamani Namanarena Kirtanyasa. Name of Lord continuously, who is Pranadapi Sunichena. When he read that verse, heard that verse, he said, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Take it. I thought it's very easy to the holy name of Lord, but it's the most for me to do it. Why? Because to be humble in this material world is not that easy. Because you have to keep away for which you have come here actually. The purpose of coming to this material world is to enjoy unlimitedly. Try to become the Lord, the controller. And that thing itself you have to give up to chant the holy name of Lord. Then who will take it up? The same experience was obtained by the other disciples of His Divine Grace, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when they came to Europe. Lots of wealthy people got interested in the philosophy. They heard about the four regulative principles. So, we know what we have to do in our life. Our life is this. And you say that we don't have to do this. Then we can chant. He said, it's better that we will not accept your philosophy and we will be happy in our life. These miseries, they consider it as a happiness. Then just look at Prabhupada, how much courage that he had. Knowingly, that these people are not going to accept it, but still he had a desire because I wanted from him that he should go west and preach. He had a full faith in his spiritual master. He came here and he started. And he was staying with whom? Hippies. Lowest among the lowest people, who thought that that sort of life is really bliss. And that will really take them away from the pangs of this material world. Ecstasy, they used to call that life. But when they really got the glimpse of original ecstasy, they left everything. And they joined. So the person who has what, that only he can give. So what compassion that Prabhupada had with him, the same thing he has given to his disciples. Made them qualified to distribute. From the paramahaṁsas stage came over to Madhyamadikari to preach, to distribute the same compassion to them. That's the glory. And once who understand this, then it is said that persons who are neither like the hogs and dogs, nor on the level of the paramahaṁsas, feel the material pangs, and for them, inquiry about the supreme truth is necessary. And that's why the Vedānta-sūtra states that athāto brahma jijñāsā. Now one should inquire about the Brahman. This inquiry is necessary for those who are between the paramahaṁsas and fools, who have forgotten the question of self-realization in the midst of life in sense gratification. See how nicely this whole subject matter is conveyed and is taken forth for describing the wonderful pastimes of the Lord. First of all, as has started its own teachings, but proving that we are all are fools. So here, the entrance into the Lord's pastime has given in same way, describing our own lowest stage of life, our whole situation. And from situation, if you want to come out, then you should inquire about wonderful pastimes. And what they are described henceforth in this canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Correct. Any question, any comment? Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki. कितने बुद्धि वाले कितने आप हम वैष्णव थोड़ी है हम अभी तो प्रयास कर रहे हैं जात्यामध्ये काय भरडलं जातं कुठलं जे बरोबर दोन्हीच्या मध्ये येतं तेच ना जे पिवट जवळ राहतं ते भरडत नाही जे बाहेर पडतं ते भरडत नाही म्हणजे बाहेर पडणार असतं ते परमच लोकांसारखं असतं पण त्याला त्या जातीशी काही लेणं देणं नाही आणि जे मूर्ख असतात ते त्याचा जो पिवट असतो त्याच्या बाजूलाच राहतात तो पिवट म्हणजे इंद्रिय तृप्ती झाली जे इंद्रिय तृप्तीच्या अवतीभोवती असतात ते इंद्रिय लोलुपतेमुळे सुखामुळे त्यांना मिळणाऱ्या दुःखाशी अनभिज्ञ असते म्हणून प्रभुपाद उदाहरण देतात तात्पर्यामध्ये डुकराचं आपण ज्यावेळी पाहतो डुकराच्या जीवनाकडे तर आपल्याला कसं वाटतं केलंच होतं. पण डुकराला काय आहे का त्याचं नाही ना. त्याच पद्धतीनं जे लोक अतिशय मूर्ख आहेत त्यांना माहित आहे, त्यांना माहितच नाही की ते काय दुःख भोगतात. पण ज्याला माहित आहे त्याचं आयुष्य दुःखाचं आहे, असं मला जगायचं नाही. पण तो व्यक्ती परमहंसासारखं देखील आयुष्य जगत नाही किंवा जगू शकत नाही. मग ती जी व्यक्ती आहे ती आपल्यासारखीच आहे ना. आता जसं आपण इथे अमेरिकेला आलो, वृंदावनमध्ये राहून भक्ती करू शकत नाही कारण तेवढं वैराग्य आमच्याकडे नाही. बाहेरच्या लोकांमध्ये जाऊन इंद्रिय तृप्ती करू शकत नाही, जमत नाही. इथे बरोबर जातोय ना मग. हा, फक्त परमहंसामध्ये एकदम मूर्ख होऊन टाका तर सुखी व्हाल. कोणी म्हणत असेल की अरे मस्त चाललंय सुखी आहे म्हणलं समजायचं काय तर परमहंस आहे. हिरण्यकश्यप आणि मध्ये आहेत मग ते आमचे. He is asking who is fool, either who is happy really, the fool or paramahansa. Then what about us? What because our situation is like that. We stay in Vrindavan and do our japa because we are not that much elevated. Huh? Or neither we can go outside and enjoy our senses fully because we know that is the things that we can't do, supposed to be do, that will create a misery for me. So our situation is like that neither we are becoming paramahansa nor we are becoming the fool. So neither ways we are happy. We are entangled in this material situation and getting suffered here. So who is suffering? We who are in between. We are suffering here. Hare Krishna. Sorry? What was that? Huh? Oh.